When we care for someone with dementia, our instinct is to correct, to guide, or to help them follow the rules. But what if I told you the most powerful thing you can do is throw the rules out the window and just have fun? In this episode of Live Dementia Caregiver Support in Action, I'll show you how shifting your perspective can create moments of joy, connection, and peace, even in some of the hardest seasons of caregiving. Listen to Helen, who is learning how to support her sister who is living with dementia and create connection with her by throwing the rules of the games out of the window. Hey, Christian Care Companion. Welcome to Dementia Caregiver Support for Christians, the podcast where I teach Bible-believing Christians how to think differently about dementia caregiving. If you are a Christian spouse, the adult child, or a family member of a person living with dementia, and you want more clarity, less stress, and you want to provide better care, this podcast is for you. Here we will provide you with practical solutions, hope and encouragement, and all through a biblical lens. Did you know that it is, yet again, still time for our next free workshop? In this free workshop, we talk about 3 ways that you can make your caregiving journey easier. It is a 2-hour workshop. It is extremely interactive with a community, and I guarantee you, you will walk away with your very next step and clarity about what you need to focus on next. This next workshop is coming up on March the 8th at 12 p.m. Eastern, and the link is in the show notes, or you can go to our website, thinkdifferentdementia.com/WSL. Please don't wait anymore if you haven't been to one of these free workshops. You get to interact with me, we get to communicate, and I guarantee you it is not a waste of your time. So check it out in the link in the show notes at thinkdifferentdementia.com/WSL. And we can see how we can support you in your dementia caregiving journey. Helen, let's set a goal for today. Let's say it's about 6 months from now and your caregiving is easier, or you're helping your brother-in-law is easier. What does that look like for you? What do you think is the barrier for you? Do you think it's like getting everybody in the family on board on the same place? Or is it your own stress related to what's going on with your sister, or just not knowing what to do? What would you say is your biggest problem, your biggest struggle?
Just not know what to do, I think.
Okay.
Because, my brother-in-law and their daughter has more say than I do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of hard to know. And I
It's
don't
hard
want
to know.
I don't want to overstep them.
Okay. Do you feel
So-
like you've been doing that?
Not so far, no.
Okay. So you're doing a good job balancing that. You're in a unique position in that you're not the primary decision maker, but you're a support person around your sister. Helen, let's set a goal for today. Let's say it's about 6 months from now and your caregiving is easier, or you're helping your brother-in-law is easier. What does that look like for you? So since the last time you were here, which is about a month ago, what has changed or what's become harder for you with your sister? Okay.
The last time I was over there, I don't know, it was after you had your meeting last time, but again, music is a big part. If I can distract her from thinking, something, whatever she's thinking about, music seems to help.
So that's the fun thing about these kind of games that you do with your sister. So you're at a unique time in your life. Okay. I want you to reframe a little bit games and what the meaning or the purpose of games are in your sister's specific perspective right now, right? It's to get her engaged. It's not necessarily to follow rules. It's not necessarily to be right or wrong. It is just the physical act of engaging, because it's more about the social interaction with her and encouraging her to participate and be in the moment, so you can legitimately use the exact same games over and over again. And whatever have fun. Just whatever she does is okay. Don't try to like make it right or wrong or follow the rules of the game. And when you do that, it creates this absolute moment of joy. I went on a dementia supported cruise, and this was one of the biggest light switch moments for me in changing how I think about helping people living with dementia. And it was playing a card game, Uno, or we had a deck of Uno cards, I should rather say. And I don't know how to play Uno, and we needed to play a game of cards. So I just dealt the cards, and we just, everybody's like, well, you can't look at my cards. And I'm like, I won't look at your cards. And then the first round is like, I don't know what to do. And then everybody's showing me their cards. And I'm like, well, what do you think? And then, well, I think this one. And we just played. We just played. There were absolutely no rules. And it was the best experience to just be there in the moment and not try to correct or guide or, follow the rules the way the rules are set. So when you're interacting with your sister, that's what I want you to create. Those moments of joy. Just have fun. Whatever the game is, whatever she does with it, just go with it.
Okay,
and just enjoy it. Like the checkers, like I love the idea that you said of just knocking them over, right? So, just put the stuff out there and see if she starts putting them in, a hole, whatever. Just go with the flow. When we are working around people who are struggling in that way, our tendency is always to try to correct because we know the rules. We know the right and wrong, but throw the rules out of the window and just have fun with your sister. Okay. You do such a good job with her. And I love that you are willing to continue to learn how you can support her. And then just because I've recently had a conversation with somebody about this, if you have your cell phone with you, take some videos of you work like while she's enjoying herself, because those are not things that your brother-in-law or your nieces and nephews, if they're around his daughter, right? They may not be thinking about taking some video of her engaged and actually having fun because we're so focused on the day-to-day. So you don't even need to tell them, just take a couple of videos of her having fun, talking, telling stories, and then one day when she's no longer here, you can give them to them. People who are really benefiting from the community are the people who joined earlier on before they need it and that have been active and are participating in the community, because then they already know what questions to ask and they have a place to come, and they're not constantly wondering, what do I need to do? How do I need to do it? So people listening are interested in tapping into or learning about the community. I'd invite you to just go to the website, thinkdifferentdementia.com. There's a link for you to schedule a 20-minute call. There's no pressure. I'll serve you regardless of whether you join the community or not. But it is a way for you to take this relationship a little deeper, a little bit more hands-on support, because really the research also shows it's longitudinal support over time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. I would highly recommend Lizette. She's awesome.
Tracy, I appreciate that endorsement.
You are welcome.
Thank you, everybody, for listening today. And as I try to remember, I don't always remember. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and come back and listen some more. I'm hoping to do more of these coaching style episodes. So come back in and check us out. And thank you for being here today.